Am I the a-hole for telling my neighbor I have no desire or obligation to babysit her children because I'm a stay-at-home mom? I'm new to my area and I have made friends with a few neighbors through a Mommy and Me group. I have been in the group now a little over a month and I have a 9-week-old. I have a neighbor who is in the group and she asked me last week in an emergency if I could watch her 3- and 5-year-old. She looked desperate, so I agreed. I was like, well, it's just once. I am a full-time stay-at-home mom and enjoy all my time with my little one. That day I watched her children was hectic as hell. My daughter was fussy and the children were very rambunctious to say the least. I was happy when she came and got them 6 hours later. She came to me today, saying she needed me to watch the kids in the afternoons. I told her no. I'm not a full-time babysitter and have no desire to take that much time away from my own child and navigating life with my child and husband. Her response was, well, it's not like I'm asking a lot. It's just the afternoons. I said it may not be a lot to her, but it is a lot to me. My husband works from home and he needs the house quiet to work. And I'm a new mom. And I'm not interested on taking on any other responsibilities other than what I have right now. She told me I was selfish. I told her she was entitled to think that I should help her just because I'm at home with my little one. Am I the a-hole for being so forward? Now for the top comments before reading the mini update. Hell no, not the a-hole. It really gets me annoyed how many of these selfish people in the world make a mark on someone just because they see something they could get from them and just expect it. When they don't get what they want, they always throw out the selfish label and throw a tantrum. What the heck is wrong with people like this? Exactly. The second they hear I stay at home, it's like a switch flip, and suddenly you owe everyone childcare. Nah. Absolutely not the a-hole. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I remember to this day getting advice from another stay-at-home mom. She warned me that I would be a target for many other moms who would look at me as easy babysitting. OP, stand absolutely firm. You and your husband are making sacrifices for you to stay home. It's not easy. I get it. I've been there. Friends used to absolutely tut-tut at me because we had no dishwasher, only one car, only one TV, and never took vacations overseas. It was hard, but it was our choice. You did not choose to open a daycare service, so do not feel bad about saying no. Learn to say it without getting drawn into justifications or reasoning with others. Trust me, this won't be the only occasion or person that will ask. You will have to really be firm and stand your ground. This situation always makes me so mad. Every family is different, and we need to respect each other. Not call someone selfish for their choices just because they don't want to accept a no. Ugh. Congratulations, by the way, on your new baby. Oh, I remember those days with my daughter very fondly. I love chilling on the lanai laying in our hammock. She sleeps so well back here, and I can breastfeed her right there. We just hang out back here most of the day. My neighbor let herself into my backyard, but I didn't get up to open the door to our lanai because my baby was sleeping on me. She got so indignant and was like, "You're just sitting there doing nothing." I said, "No, I'm feeding and bonding with my child. Don't get jealous that my reality is not yours." My husband told her she was upsetting the vibe in our home and she should leave and not ever let herself on our property again without our express permission. She left, but is telling everyone in our group how selfish we are. I went to the group chat and told her all that I said above. And again, I have no obligation to watch her children because she's a single mom. Just no is a sufficient answer. Not the a-hole. I know it is. I was tired and I become argumentative when I'm tired. Edit/mini update. So she went on the group chat trying to disparage me, saying I'm selfish, blah blah blah. One of the moms asked her why she felt I had a responsibility as a stay-at-home mom to watch her children. Then another mom confessed and reminded her in the group chat that she tried that with her and was told that the stay-at-home moms in the group are not her babysitters and she needs to make arrangements for childcare independent of the group. She attempted to double down, but then the moderator/creator of the group told her it might be best if she found another mom group to socialize with. Then she backtracked and apologized. I was separately contacted by the moderator and told that if she contacts me or another mom for this reason again, she will be expelled from the group. I want to thank all of you for your support and understanding my concerns. I'm navigating this and trying to figure out this new life. A year ago, I was a college student hanging out with my fiancé, now husband, and now I'm a mom and a wife in a new part of the country. So it's a lot of adjusting. Thank you for your help. Next story. Am I the a-hole for allowing my dad to give any of my late mom's jewelry to his fiancé or their daughters? My mom died when I, 26 female, was 12. When I was 15, my dad gave me all her things after an overeager ex of his tried to take some of mom's stuff for herself, which resulted in me yelling at the woman and her trying to slap me for disrespecting her, and dad breaking up with her. It wasn't the first time someone had shown an interest in some of it. His sister wanted a pearl pendant that belonged to mom, and she even tried to steal it. Dad told me that mom wanted her things to go to me, so he was respecting her wishes. After he gave it all to me, I packed it up and sent it to my grandparents for safekeeping. My dad met his fiancée when I was 17. The two of us did not connect, and I moved out when I turned 18, which is when they started having children. Now they have 5 together and they're due to get married in February 2026. He has 2 daughters, 7 and 6, with his fiancée, and he told me recently he wanted to give the 3 of them a gift from mom's collection of jewelry. He wants his fiancée to have mom's claddie ring that she got in her teens. He wants the necklace he bought mom for their wedding for the oldest of his and his fiancée's 2 daughters, and a bracelet he bought mom for the younger daughter. He told me his fiancée was also in love with a watch my mom owned, and he suggested I could give it to her as a wedding gift, since the 2 of us have had a rough time connecting, and he feels like it would make her feel welcome. My answer to all of it was no. I didn't hesitate in saying it or beat around the bush. I was honest. My answer was no. He told me it was the right thing to do, and that it shows we're all one family. I told him, be that as it may, he could buy them jewelry if he wanted, but my mom was not their family, and like he said, she wanted all of her things to go to me. His fiancée asked me what kind of daughter I'm being to her. She's only 12 years older than me, for Pete's sake. And what kind of sister I was being. She said all of her kids could get something of my mom's stuff, and it would truly make us all feel like a family. Then she brought it back around to her, and how she deserved to have the ring that my dad talked about a lot, even more than his or mom's wedding ring. I told her that was too bad for her, and the ring was mine now. Just like all of it belongs to me now. And she and her kids were getting none of it. My dad sent me a long text telling me, for his sake, he hopes I reconsider because this is breaking his heart and putting him in a difficult spot. Am I the a-hole? So he said that your mom wanted you to have it all. Why the heck would you give it up? Not the a-hole. I know. Why the change now all of a sudden? Why not accept mom wanted her child to have everything she left behind? His new kids and his soon-to-be wife were never a part of my mom's life or family. Not that the kids could be, but still. Is all of it in a safe place where he and or this woman can't get to it? Yep, I wear the ring, but I never took it off around them either. You should probably retrieve them from Grandpa's immediately and get a safety deposit box in your name. The sense of security will be more than worth the cost of the box. My grandparents don't have them anymore. Once I settled in my own place, I moved all the stuff in with me. Good, but I'd make sure that only you have access to them if your dad and new family ever come over. I've read a lot of stories where people snooped and stole what they wanted. They don't have access to them, and only my dad has come over. His fiancée and I do not get along well enough for me to let her come into my space. Next story. Am I the a-hole for no longer allowing my sister or her family in my home or near my children because of her husband's ex? My sister Mary married her husband James 6 years ago after dating for a year. James was a father of 2 who shared custody with the mother of his children. At first, things appeared good. Mary told our family that James was a gentleman and a good father, and that things were perfect. She said they were on the same page about what they wanted their future to look like, and I was extremely happy for her and had a good relationship with James. James's 2 children were a little different. They seemed very shy and weren't very comfortable around us, but our whole family tried to welcome them and get to know them. James said they were like that and they'd warm up eventually. I did begin to wonder after a year of them being distant despite regular contact with us. They never wanted to join in the other kids, and answers from them were very short and reluctant. Then we learned that things were not so perfect, and that there was trouble with the ex, and that she had bad-mouthed Mary and the rest of us to them, and discouraged them from forming a relationship with us. We learned this after Mary and James had a brick thrown through their window, and Mary admitted to me and our other sister that James's ex was unhappy with their marriage and was trying to destroy their marriage and family. Soon after that, my sister announced she was pregnant, and this is when the behavior becomes impossible to miss. James's ex was showing up outside their house and screaming at them. One time I was with Mary and the kids in McDonald's, and their mom showed up and tried to take them off Mary despite it being James's custody week. She called me a B-word because I was sitting with her kids, and she called my sister worse. All in front of the kids. Another time we were at Mary and James's house when his ex showed up to demand the kids. The kids wanted to go with her clearly, and James told her it wasn't time for a custody exchange. The ex called Mary and James's oldest a few slurs before storming off. James's kids were upset and wanted to be with their mom and not James and Mary. I, along with others in my family, tried talking to Mary about this and asking what was being done. She told us they were handling it, but it was difficult because the kids loved their mom. We told her that was no way to live, and she had a baby to think about. Then she and James had another child, and nothing had changed. They pressed charges against his ex a few times, but dropped them when the kids became upset. More recently, she has started showing up at mine and other family members' houses when the kids are over. The kids have phones, and they tell her where they are. They do this on family days and all kinds of times, knowing their mom will show up and cause trouble. Mary told me they want to go with her and don't care about the risks posed by inviting her when she's like that. I heard James' daughter say she would love to see her mom beat my sister's butt, and there were mentions of fires too. James and Mary do nothing to stop the kids sharing this info with their mom, and she has turned up at my house twice already. I have a husband and kids, and I could not let this keep happening, so I told Mary that she and her family are no longer allowed to come to my house. I told her I do not want this woman throwing bricks through my window or worse. I told her I didn't like doing it, but I needed to protect my family. Mary told me that wasn't fair, and they're doing their best to deal with a difficult situation. That she has her family to think about too. Other family members are not following suit, but they support me. All except one brother who said this was overkill and claimed we should be supporting Mary and showing the kids we love and support them and are their family no matter what their mom says. My husband is 100% in favor of this, and we also stopped attending so many family gatherings in order to protect our kids. Am I the a-hole? Did I go too far? Is this overkill? I would say it's common sense, but maybe I am punishing the victims? And for clarity, James's kids with his ex are 13 and 11 now. Not the a-hole. Oh my God, you did not overkill. You did the right thing. I think so too. Your sister has to go through with the charges, and the kids need therapy. They also need to stay away from the mother who is clearly unfit. Tell them to go for full custody. Or at least take her to court for parental alienation. The ex is clearly an unhinged bunny boiler and needs a restraining order. Your sister and her hubby are failing the kids by letting this behavior continue and not holding their mother accountable for her actions. She needs consequences. Not the a-hole OP. Keep that madness far from your door. Last story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to reconcile with my wife's friend after being accused of cheating? My wife and I have been together for 7 years. There has never been any infidelity on either end. When we moved into our current apartment last year, my wife befriended a couple up the hall, Anna and Sarah. Anna has the view of, all men are horrible monsters. She's entitled to her opinion. Over Memorial Day weekend, my wife left town to visit some family. On Friday night, I went to the corner store and got myself a 6-pack of beer, hopped on Discord with a buddy, and painted some Warhammer 40K figures. Before I started painting, I took my ring off to avoid getting any primer, paint, whatever on it. I forgot to put my ring back on before bed. The next morning, I went out to get some coffee and ran into Anna and Sarah on my way back in. Chatted for maybe 2 minutes. 10 minutes later, My wife calls me and asks why I'm not wearing my ring. I tell her that I must have forgotten to put it back on after painting. I also ask her how she knew I wasn't wearing it. Apparently, Anna took a picture of me while we were speaking and sent it to my wife with a message that basically said, "The first time you go out of town and his ring is off, he's probably cheating on you." My wife immediately believes me and told me as much. Just to ensure there were no doubts, I sent her my location history, showing the only time I left the apartment on Friday was to get beer, and a picture of my work-in-progress figures. Custodes, if you know, you know. My wife returned Monday and told me the following. After we spoke on the phone, she messaged Anna saying that she appreciates being looked after, but that I wasn't up to anything nefarious and had even provided proof. Anna replied that I likely had this all planned out and had my proof at the ready and only had to use it because I got caught. I asked my wife, what would Anna like to see to prove that I basically spent my Friday night doing the opposite of cheating? I feel a bit attacked and offered for Anna to come over and read the Discord chat history between my buddy and I, which is full of back and forth links and 40K pictures from 7 p.m. until midnight when I logged off. My wife says I'm turning this into nothing, and insisting I'm innocent is only going to make Anna dig in her heels. Next weekend they are having a picnic and Sarah invited us. I tell my wife that she should go without me. I don't feel like spending any time around Anna, who clearly does not respect me and thinks I'm a serial cheater with no morals. I don't want to spend the afternoon getting the side eye from her, and I have some anxiety that she's going to, or already has been, gossiping about me. My wife thinks I should extend an olive branch by coming to the picnic with some cookies and telling Anna that I appreciate that she's looking out for my wife, but nothing happened. I feel like I did nothing wrong, and that getting back in Anna's good graces is not warranted. Am I the a-hole for not just smoothing things over? Why should you extend the olive branch? Why do you have to get back in her good graces? You did nothing wrong. She should be apologizing. I'd worry about her turning your wife against you because it looks like it's already started. Please make sure your wife understands that this isn't on you, not the a-hole. OP's wife is disrespecting him and their relationship. If she continues to be friends with a person who tried to blow up their marriage, she should have called Anna out and severed ties immediately. Anna is a danger to their marriage. I'd actually be questioning why she is even entertaining the continuation of this friendship.